Welcome back to the Keeping It Real Real Estate Show. I'm your sub-host today, Lauren Baker, filling in for Kim Jones, who we hope will have a speedy recovery on her day out because she's a little sick. But in the meantime, we are here to talk with Christine Grooms, who's a local real estate agent, and we're so happy to have her here. Welcome, Christine.
Thank you.
Tell us about why you're here today, what you'd like to share with our local residents.
Oh, I'd love to share my new listing that I just put on the market a few weeks ago, because that's what we do. We list properties and we sell them, and as many people that can see this beautiful property, the more we get, the better it is. Maybe we'll get a buyer today.
I like what I'm seeing so far. Like, at first it kind of reminded me of a house I grew up in, so it made me happy in a nostalgic way.
Oh.
The interior's gorgeous.
Yeah, look at the wood. It's vaulted ceiling's gorgeous. Very pretty.
Gosh.
Yeah, this house sits on Sierra, and it's in between Delray, just west of Academy. So it's still in the city of Fresno, but it's on just under 5 acres.
Not
Beautiful manicured yard around the home. Many possibilities for people that just want privacy, livestock, anywhere to store their RV, their boat. Just endless possibilities with this much acreage. The house was originally built in 1985.
Okay.
It's a custom home. The original owners live in it. And what I loved making that point is these people had it built. They've taken wonderful, wonderful care. It's not a house that's had a lot of wear and tear on it. They've raised their family there, and now they're going to locate out of state.
Oh,
Everyone
wow.
always asks me, why are they selling the house?
Yeah, like what's wrong with it or something like that.
So
like
it
that
was their
underlying
baby when they
distress.
built it, and they're still there.
Awesome.
It's a little over 2,600 square feet. It's a single-story home. It has an open floor plan, which is very popular right now. Even though it dates back to 1985, it has that current floor plan where the great room is center of the house. The kitchen is open to it. There's a formal dining room, 4 bedrooms, and 3 full bathrooms.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's huge.
And then there's a 2-car garage. There's a breezeway in between the home and the garage. And attached to the 2-car garage is a 12 by 13 foot shop. So lots of room to do whatever you need to do on the property.
How cool. I loved that.
Yeah, the price is $425,000. And when there's a property on that much acreage, it has a septic tank and a well. So should the house go into escrow, it's always subject to an inspection of the septic tank and the well, and a home inspection for the new buyer. I get that question asked a lot. Well, what if we find there's something wrong with the house? The buyer always chooses a home inspector that can come out and check out the interior of the home, the appliances, the working parts, the plumbing, air conditioning, heating, etc. And that inspector is a choice of the buyer. They get to hire that inspector.
That's pretty cool.
Sure.
What's like a checklist that people, like homeowners, should go through if like they're looking potentially to list their home? Like, what should they do before they meet with someone like you?
Well, when you list your home with a real estate agent in the state of California, there are a lot of disclosures that are legal documents that you must sign. So they have checklists. There's about 2, maybe 6 different pages. One is called the Transfer Disclosure Statement. So the seller would be transferring all this information to the new buyer. And the checklist is right there for you. It asks, have there ever been any insurance claims on the house? Have there ever been any floods? Have there ever been any plumbing issues, electrical issues? Right down the list. Has a pet ever been in the home? All this checklist. So there's about 6 different pages that the seller goes through to disclose what they know about the property.
Interesting. And what is your process once you get there? Like, after all is said and done with like all of that they just did? Like, what happens when you walk into the picture?
When I walk into the picture, we start with evaluating the home and what the homes of similar size and location have sold for. So I do a comparative analysis on homes in similar areas, similar square footage, similar age, and what they have sold for, because we need some sort of gear to, checkpoint what to list the home for. we try to figure out, what might it appraise for. So we try to look at things like an appraiser would look at. So once I discuss that with the homeowner, we go through the home. I make copious notes on the home, and once we decide to put it on the market, then we do a staging consultation. So I go into my client's home, we go room by room, and try to make it look as clutter-free and as less personable as possible. A lot of people, like these people, have lived in this house over 30 years. A lot of homeowners, they've lived in the house so long that they don't see the first impression things that you and I would see when we walk through the door. So I start at the front porch, walk through the door, and we go through the entire house, and I tell them, what's my first impression? Am I walking in and noticing all the family pictures on the wall, or am I noticing a nice big open foyer there I could put my paintings on the wall? We want the buyer to envision themselves living in the home. We don't want them going, oh, who lives here? Oh, look at the cute little baby. Oh, look at this. Because they're not buying the artwork, they're not buying the furniture, they're not buying the decor. What they're buying is that floor plan, that location, that home, and how they would use it when they live there. So it's quite a process. We go through the entire house. We also go through the curb appeal. I get all the stats on the home through tax records, through the disclosures of the sellers. And then I have a professional photographer come out and take good photos of the home. This one's it's on almost 5 acres. The photographer even used a drone to get that aerial shot.
How cool.
Yeah, so, something we weren't able to do before. And because our business has changed so much, so many buyers now look at the pictures before they go see the house. Way back in the early 80s when I started in the business, we had a book and we would say, okay, we're going to go look at this house. Well, now my clients call me and they say, I saw these pictures on the internet. I want to go see this house. So it really does streamline things. You have a better idea. So that's why I hire a professional photographer to take the pictures so people don't waste their time, so they can really get a feel for the home. And before they decide if they want to go see it.
Perfect. That sounds really cool.
Yeah.
How can people reach you if they're interested in finding out what other listings you have, or if they want you to come look at their property? How can they reach you?
Well, I'm with Remax here in Fresno, and my number is area code 559-430-5432. And my my email address is Stagedtosell@comcast.net. So we stage the home, Stagedtosell @comcast.net. That goes right through me. Being with Remax, we're the largest real estate company in the world and in more countries than any real estate company. So I like to just keep my stage to sell to keep me differentiated from the big company.
That's so awesome.
Yeah, it's fun. I love what I do. I get to meet great people, help them with their biggest decisions and purchases.
How fun.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being here, Christine.
Oh, thank you. It's so nice to meet you.
It's so nice to meet you as well, and we hope you'll come back and share more listings with us, as we love to support our local community and our real estate brokers here in Fresno. We're the best around. Thank you for tuning in on this episode of the Keeping It Real Real Estate Show here on Central Valley Talk. Come back every Thursday at 3 o'clock, and we'll be here with all the latest news on the real estate market here in Fresno.